family, happy Wednesday. We are back with another A Word Wednesday, and today's topic is entitled forgiveness. I need to make sure y'all got that. Forgiveness. I don't know about y'all, but 2020, just the idea of a new year, new possibilities, new opportunities, it rejuvenates me, it refreshes me, and restores me. And last week we talked about, you can't grow if you're still in the hurt, because you're going to suffer. In order to grow, you have to look at the lesson. And sometimes for you to see the lesson, you have to forgive. Honestly, most of the time, you got to forgive, whether you're forgiving that person or yourself. And this video is inspired by that message, but also by another picture that I saw on Instagram. I know I've talked with a few friends before, and they're like, I'm going to take a break from Instagram. And I'm all for social media breaks, of course. Social media can be very draining. You can compare yourself to a lot of people, people's lives, just everything. But also for me, I just feel like social media gives me inspiration, if nothing else, especially during the last of 2020 when I was like on my little hiatus from making A Word Wednesday videos. I was seeing so many good quotes, and I was just like, oh, I was thinking about that. I was gonna write a blog about that. Let's make a video. So here is the quote that inspired today's video. Today, I decided to forgive you. Not because you apologized or because you acknowledged the pain that you caused me, but because my soul deserves peace. Whew. So, in 2021, I know for me, it does feel like a clean, fresh slate. And I've had to reflect on my lessons. But more than anything, 2020 taught me to really look to see what I was dealing with. And I was dealing with a lot of hurt. I was hurting really bad. And at some points, I was hurting so bad that I was just stuck. Like, I did not know what to do. And as I was praying and just working through everything, this really happened towards the end of 2020, going into 2021. So it's still a process that I'm in. I really realized that I had to forgive myself. And I had to forgive people who I truly cared about, who I feel like wronged me, not feel like, but, hurt me and made me feel different types of ways. I just had to forgive, and I had to release. I had to let go. And I'm still in the process of forgiving, but now I feel like I'm really more so focused on forgiving myself, because I'm the person that will replay situations in my head. And I'll just be like, why did I do that? That was so stupid. And it's not a, why did I do that? That was so stupid. It's a, well, this is what I could have did. And I just feel guilt and I feel shame, and it just stays with me, like it's on my shoulders, and it just gets carried with me when I go throughout my day. And it's like, why are you carrying that for something that happened so long ago? And you carrying this guilt and this shame really doesn't help you move forward. So God has just been speaking to me when I've been praying, and forgiveness has just been coming up over and over again. And I've just been reading and praying. And then when I got on Instagram and saw this just solidified it and put it into words. And it just phrased it so eloquently. I was like, ooh, I gotta speak on that. Just because I feel like sometimes we just want people to see we're hurting, especially the person who hurt us. If we're not talking about ourselves right now, we want them to know, you hurt me. I know for me, I'm like, yo, you hurt me, you hurt my feelings. And what are you gonna do about it? Sometimes that's how I am. But honestly, the forgiveness isn't for them. Because even if you tell them I'm hurt, they're like, okay. Because it's like all they can say is, I'm sorry. All they can do is acknowledge what you're saying. But is that really going to make you feel better? 9 times out of 10, it's not. Like, it might be a temporary thing, but you're still going to be harboring those feelings, those emotions toward them. And just like, well, what do I do now? That's why it's so important to forgive. Because when you're forgiving them, you just letting go of it all. Like, yeah, you're not forgetting. Forgive, not forget. That's what some people can say. I can forgive you, but I won't forget. That's your choice. And forgiving isn't saying, what you did was okay, because I'm forgiving you now. It's just saying, for me, it's like, it is what it is. It happened. You hurt me. That was a lesson in that situation. And sometimes a lesson, I was blessed in the situation, and it just caused me to have some hurt. Or sometimes God was showing me this person had to hurt me so I could see the truth, or the true potential of our relationship, or can see like how it was hurting me more than it was doing me good. And sometimes we can't really see that unless somebody hurts us to a point where we're just like, whoa. So for me personally, like I said, I had to forgive some people because I was stuck. And then I'm working on forgiving myself because, like I said, I'm replaying scenarios in my head. And I really beat myself up like, girl, you know better. You should have did better. But sometimes when you're in situations, you don't always do what you would normally do, what you expect yourself to do. Because when you're in that moment, the adrenaline, what you feel like doing, sometimes you just are moved to do something, and as you reflect on it years later or days later, you're like, well dang, I should have did this. It's like in an argument, like if you're arguing with somebody and you're trying to have the comebacks, and then the argument over and now you got 50,000 comebacks, and you're like, oh, let me try to have the last word. Where was all that when I was arguing, So it's like your mindset changes and things change, and it's truly important to forgive because, like I said, life is short, and we think that this life is our own, but it's really God's, and our next breath is not promised. We don't know when our time is coming, and I don't want myself or you to be sitting here not living our best life or reaching our full potential because we're sitting here not forgiving those who have hurt us, including ourselves. We're sitting here holding grudges. We're sitting here wallowing in hurt and suffering because we can't let go, because we can't forgive. So today, I challenge you all just to reflect. Reflect on those situations and those people you haven't forgave. If it's yourself, reflect on that too. And just to pray, talk to God about it, write it out. Do what you need to do to help yourself forgive, to let go, to release. And even if that person doesn't acknowledge you, you're acknowledging you. You're acknowledging your own feelings, and you're letting yourself know that I see you, I hear you, I know how you feel. And it's time for you to let it go. It's time for you to release so you can move forward and be the best you can be, because you're not harboring these emotions that are keeping you from being elevated. I'm telling you, 2021 is a year of restoration, y'all. It's a year that we just got to give love to ourselves, to others, and know that at the end of the day, like when you're on your deathbed, you're not going to be like, well, you did that to me in 2020 and blah, blah, blah. No, like that's not what's important. So I just want you all to have some food for thought, because my brain's thinking it's eating up all this food, because it's just so much good stuff that I'm seeing, and so much good stuff that I just want to share with you all, because it's a new year. We can do better. Like, we have no excuses unless you just don't want to. And if nothing else, I challenge you all to love yourself, because you deserve to be loved.